Let me first highlight the possible implications for growth. First and foremost, uncertainty in itself dampens growth by affecting investment and spending decisions both of businesses and households. Second, the dent on global growth due to trade frictions will also impede domestic growth. Third, higher tariffs shall have a negative impact on net exports. There are, however, I may say, several known unknowns. The impact of relative tariffs, our relative tariffs vis-a-vis some of the other countries are quite low. Then there is the unknown of the elasticities of our export and import demand and the policy measures adopted by us. You are all aware that India is very vigorously and proactively engaging with the US administration on the foreign trade agreement. These are just to name a few. These make the quantification of the adverse impact on growth difficult. The risks to inflation, on the other hand, are two-sided. On the upside, uncertainties may lead to a possible currency pressure and therefore imported inflation. On the downside, slowdown in global growth could entail further softening in commodity and crude oil prices, putting downward pressure on inflation. Overall, while global trade and policy uncertainties shall impede growth, its impact on domestic inflation, while requiring us to be vigilant, is not expected to be of high concern. The real GDP, as you are all aware, this year, as per the MOSPI figures, is expected to grow at 6.5%. This is on top of a 9.2% growth rate observed in the previous year, which is 24-25. In 25-26, the current year, prospects of agriculture sector remain bright on the back of healthy reservoir levels and robust crop production. Manufacturing activity is showing signs of revival, with business expectations remaining robust, while services sector activity continues to be resilient. On the demand side, bright prospects of the agriculture sector bode well for rural demand, which continues to be healthy, while urban consumption is gradually picking up with an uptick in discretionary spending. Investment activity has gained traction and is expected to improve further on the back of sustained higher capacity utilization, government's continued thrust on infrastructure spending, healthy balance sheets of banks as well as the corporates, along with the easing of financial conditions. Merchandise exports will be weighed down by global uncertainties, as mentioned earlier, while services exports are expected to remain resilient. Headwinds from global trade disruptions continue to pose downward risks. Taking all these factors into consideration, real GDP is now projected for this fiscal 25-26 at 6.5%, with Q1 at 6.5%, Q2 at 6.7%, Q3 at 6.6%, and Q4 at 6.3%. While the risks are evenly balanced around these baseline projections, uncertainties remain high in the wake of recent spike in global volatility. You would have noted that the growth projection for the current year has been marked down by 20 basis points relative to our earlier assessment of 6.7% in the February policy. This downward revision essentially reflects the impact of global trade and policy uncertainties, which I had highlighted a little while ago.